Hey loves, hope you guys are all having an amazing day. So I know it's been a while since my last video, but I really just had to get on here and share with you guys what God has been sharing with me the last couple days. So I started reading this book. It's called Resetting Your Prayer Life by Jenny Weaver. If you haven't read it, go out and read it. I'm only on like the 4th day, but just in this 4th day, like, I've already gotten so much, and I decided to do a fast with the book as well, because I was like, it's resetting your prayer life, you might as well do a fast while you're doing it, right, to make it more effective. And so that's what I'm doing right now. But anyway, so I started reading the book, and it's really awesome. It's an interactive type of book, a 21-day, really day by day, like, let's do this, let's get you reset. And so I started reading my Bible from the beginning, like Genesis, the beginning. And something that God really showed me and ministered to me, Genesis 1:3. So this is the first thing that God did. In the beginning, before he made man, before he made light, before he made anything, when the world was still void, the first thing that he did, it says, and God said, let there be light, and there was light, right? Okay, so think about it. He didn't have to worry about it. He's like, is there gonna be light? Maybe, I don't know, should I stress out and see what's gonna happen? No, he believed it, he spoke it, he said it, and it came to pass, right? Check this out. Psalms 33:6-9. By the word of the Lord were the heavens made, and all the host of them by the breath of his mouth. He gathered the water of the sea together as a heap, and layeth up the depths in the storehouse. Let all the earth fear the Lord. Let all the inhabitants of the world stand in awe of him. For he spake, and it was done. He commanded, and it stood fast. Now, I want you guys to catch this. If you see, the trending topic here is he's speaking it, and he's believing it, and it's coming to pass. As soon as he says it out of his mouth, he knows that it's coming true, right? Check this out. Here's another one. Everybody knows this verse, but I don't think they actually read the context around it. So we're going to do Proverbs 18:20 and 21. All right. It says, a man's belly shall be satisfied with the fruit of his mouth, and with the increase of his lips shall he be filled. Death and life are in the power of the tongue, and they that love it shall eat the fruit thereof. So in the beginning, the first thing that God did was he spoke. All right. So what are you putting your mouth on? What are you speaking out of your mouth? Everyone loves that script, but a lot of people don't go and read it for themselves, and they don't read what's around it. They just listen to what other people say, like, oh, death and life is in the power of the tongue. That's catchy. Like, that's real. Like, literally, death and life are in the power of the tongue. What you're speaking, what you're saying, that's why it's so important to pray. All right? Because literally, your prayers saves lives, right? You're praying and you're speaking on someone else's behalf that can't speak for themselves or don't know how to do it. But your prayers are saving that person's life because you spoke up and because you prayed and, hey, because you believed it, right? What we're saying out of our mouths is so powerful, and we tend to take that for granted and really don't think about that and really don't understand that what we say is really what it's going to be, right? It says, a man belly shall be satisfied with the fruit of his mouth. So that's telling us that what we're saying, what we're speaking controls our life, controls our atmosphere. And that's so really turns it into worship and praise and the type of music and the things that we listen to and things that we watch, right? So when we're singing a song, right, because it says that God sends the worshipers out first. Why? because they're speaking it, they're confessing it, they're saying it with their mouth, so it's going to be done, right? So when we worship, and let's just say when we listen to a song, a lot of people listen to, and not categorizing any specific genre, but just music in general. People listen to a certain song because it has a good beat. Oh man, that song is, man, it has a good beat. Do you hear, but what are they saying though? Oh, I don't know what they're saying, but that beat is nice though, right? But when you're singing that song, you're confessing that over your life. So whatever that person's talking about, and you wonder why your life is the way it is, not just saying it's just music, but it's in general everything that you're speaking out of your mouth. If you're constantly speaking death over your situation, and oh, something's always going wrong, something's always happening, right? Man, I got this kind of bill and I can't pay my mortgage, I don't have money. Like, you're putting that on yourself, because it says, with the increase of his lips shall he be filled. So whatever you're saying, you're speaking that over your life. And so that's why it's so important to pray and worship, and not just pray, but when you pray, a lot of people, they don't really give it to God, but when you worship, you have no choice but to be joyful, and you're not thinking about it, you're not stressed out, right? So prayer backed with worship. And I'm not even gonna get too deep into this tonight. I'm just gonna make this quick little video. I will probably go into more detail about this topic another day, probably after I finish this book, my 21 days. I'll go over and share with you guys everything that I got in my experiences, and really, you know, how it helped me. But I just really had to get that out there because it was just on my mind and on my heart, and God was just ministering that to me. Like, literally, the first thing when you open your Bible, when you start reading your Bible, is that God said, before he made man, before he made the earth, before he made anything, God said, he spoke it into existence, right? He spoke us into existence. So be mindful and watch what you're saying. Thank you guys for joining Jazzy's journey, and I hope you have an amazing night. See you next time.